Yeah, so I'm the founder of the Bharat Army. Bharat Army was founded 25 years ago this year at this very stadium during the India versus Pakistan match back in 1999 during the World Cup. And when I walked into this stadium back in 1999, this stadium was probably about 75, 80% full of Pakistani fans, so a very partisan crowd. And I was sitting in a seat surrounded by Pakistani fans, and made a decision that I'd call up my friends and say, maybe I should come around and sit where you guys are sitting because I'm surrounded by Pakistani fans. And by the end of the game, there's about 250 of us. We created a fantastic atmosphere. And by the end of the game, because we created such an experience for everyone, I left the stadium thinking, you know what, that was such a great experience. Maybe we should have our own official supporters group, and hence the Bharat Army was born here.
Just tell us a bit about how it's evolved in that time, I suppose.
Yeah, look, I mean, for the first 15 years, we were like any other fan group. We travelled around the world following the team. It was a bunch of fans that, told their friends who told their friends, and it kind of spiraled. Then social media gets born, and, the use of social media, then people start to get to know us a little bit more. And it was in 2015 when the World Cup was in Australia, and we took around 500 fans out there where we managed tickets ourselves, hotels ourselves, and travel ourselves. And by the end of the World Cup, I was absolutely shattered and said, you know what, we can't continue doing it this way. So we then set up Bharat Army Travel, which then became the vehicle to take Indian fans around the world who wanted to be part of our experience, essentially. And now that's become a really big vertical for us. For the World Cup in India recently, we had over 18,000 fans that travelled through us, through Bharat Army Travel. World Cup in West Indies and New York recently, we had over 5,000 that travelled. So we travel in big, big numbers now. We also do a lot of work with brands and sponsors. They like what we do in the stadium. They like the energy that we bring, the atmosphere that we bring, and they use us to elevate their brands. And we have a pretty extensive membership scheme now that's growing year on year. So a lot of our members get benefits and privileges and priorities on ticketing, which is always a challenge for Indian cricket fans, particularly for the big tournaments. And we work very, very closely with a lot of the cricket boards around the world who help us get allocation of tickets, much like you guys are. And that's really helpful in terms of making sure that our valued members get some kind of priority and benefit through us.
So next year, 2025, Emirates holds a test match against India. That's going to be another great occasion, isn't it?
It's going to be amazing, yeah. I mean, that big stand that you've got creates a fantastic atmosphere, right? And there's a few stadiums in England that do create those types of atmospheres, but here's quite special. Number one, because this is where we were born, so it's always quite popular with a lot of our members. But number two, the atmosphere now and the way the stadium's developed over the last few years, it creates a fantastic atmosphere for fans.
And it's going to be a great series, isn't it? A five match series, England, India. It's going to be a big one, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, these are the iconic series now. India versus England, obviously the Ashes, and India, Australia. They're the three biggest series that you can get in Test match cricket now. And, if you look at the last couple of series that we've had, home and away, they've been fantastically fought. Two very evenly matched sides. Sometimes one side seems to have the upper hand over the other, but they fight fiercely throughout the series, and they're fantastic viewing from a fan perspective, for sure.